Presented by Super Chevy and Yingling, your local Super Chevy dealers and Yingling Flight. It's time to talk LSU football on the flagship home of the Tigers. Call 225-499-9898. It's Eagle 98.1 Game Day. Now, live from the Raisin Cane studio, here's Charles Hanagriff and Richard Dickson.
Ugly, 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 and ugly some more. LSU falls for the first time this season, 24-19 in Oxford, and it could not have been any uglier if they had tried real hard. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Eagle 98.1 Game Day. I'm Charles Hanagriff, along with former Tiger Richard Dickson. This was an excruciating game to watch today, and in my opinion, the worst coaching job of Brian Kelly's LSU tenure. Forget the final score. Ole Miss was in charge of this one from the third drive of the game all the way to the end. Lane Kiffin and his staff were 3 steps ahead of Brian Kelly and his staff from that point in the game forward. The mistakes were so numerous, it's going to take us a minute to get through them, and then we'll take your phone calls here. Kelly's first mistake was signing off on this offensive game plan, which was absolutely atrocious. And I'm not one of these guys that gets here. I've been doing this show for 25 years, okay? I don't like to get in here and yell and scream and hop up and down about play calling or game plans usually, because a lot of times there's circumstances around it and it comes down to execution. But I thought this game plan was absolutely terrible against a team that was surrendering 190 yards a game on the ground, a team that gave up 172 yards to Kentucky, a team that gave up 178 yards to Tulane, and 191 to Georgia State. That's rushing yards. LSU showed little interest in running the football. In the first half, the Tigers only ran it 9 times for an anemic 24 yards. That's a ridiculous number, even with Caden Durham sidelined. LSU's play calling for most of the game centered on only 2 things: quick spot passes to the outside and deep balls against a secondary that was playing with their heels in the city limits of Memphis. Even with superior numbers up front, LSU couldn't run the football, nor could they protect the quarterback. The offensive line played with no heart, no fire, no execution, and no focus today. That's 2 years in a row that they have drastically underachieved, and it's time to start asking questions about Brad Davis. You can really say 3 years, but Jaden Daniels bailed him out in 2023. Joe Sloan looked lost for most of the day. It was bad call after bad call, throwing bombs against a secondary that was playing so far back with so many people that they were daring you to run the football, and they just wouldn't do it. And just when you thought that he couldn't make any worse calls than the ones he did, one of the last plays he called, the 2-point conversion handoff, which was, in a day full of bad calls, Rich, the worst call he made all day, and that's saying something.
It was garbage. I mean, this is a very frustrating game for me, and we've been trying to – we said Nusmeier was hurt, and that enabled some things, and I'm calling BS on the whole deal. He might have been hurt, but that's not the issue. The offensive line can't push paper. They can't move anybody. It's frustrating to me because the play calling was bad, execution was terrible, but decision-making was bad. And Nusmeier played his worst game I've ever seen him play tonight.
The senior quarterback made mistakes that belie his experience. That first half interception on first down in Ole Miss territory was a throw that a high school quarterback would know not to make, and it has absolutely nothing to do with his injury or lack thereof. Sloan and Nusmeier rarely tried the middle of the field, and with no running game and the offensive yards per attempt was 5.8. It was because of the play calling, the quick outside passes, which they had a little bit of success with, or the incomplete bombs. It seemed like there was nothing in between. Whether Nusmeier is still feeling the effects of that torso injury is debatable, but the decision-making has nothing to do with that.
Exactly.
There were a couple of bad throws. He underthrew another ball today.
There's more than a couple.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, but on just an underthrow.
Yeah.
He underthrew Hilton, okay, so if you're hurting, maybe you throw that. That's got nothing to do with the decisions that you've got. And how in the hell can they not block 3 rushers with 5 guys? We were worried about running back staying in for protection. The offensive line couldn't block 3 guys.
They rushed 3 and got pressure all night. I mean,
Yes.
it's freaking embarrassing. I don't know what else to say about this one. I'm really trying to watch my words because I'm frustrated.
Yeah, no, I get it. Hang on, I'm gonna give you a little bit more to work with here. The defensive game plan, in my opinion, wasn't much better. LSU surrendered 480 yards of offense to Ole Miss, and it looked like it never occurred to them that Trinidad Chambliss might actually run the football. But he did for better than 5 yards a pop. Most of it right through the middle of LSU's vaunted defense. And when he did throw, Chambliss was well protected, and LSU's blitzes felt like they were coming from so far off the ball that Chambliss could have gone to the sideline, asked what they wanted him to run, going back, and sit there before LSU's rush ever got there. These deep and delayed blitzes never came close to putting any pressure on him. Most of the season, receivers have not been running free. That was not the case today. 13.7 yards per reception. That led to 28 first downs. And forget the time of possession, which had a slight edge to Ole Miss. But the Rebels ran 84 plays to the Tigers' 56 plays. Ole Miss just kept churning out first down after first down. They were 10 of 18 on third and fourth down combined. They made conversion after conversion, including the one at the end that put the game away after they had made a mistake by the quarterback going out of bounds to stop the clock. LSU made mistakes everywhere. Having to call timeout before field goal, they would desperately need that timeout back. They wasted 2 in the second half. There were 7 penalties for 78 yards. It doesn't sound like it's the worst game, but at no point did I feel like LSU ever had any momentum in this game. Even the first touchdown was flukish. The only thing, and I mean the only thing that kept LSU in this game as long as they were in it was the numerous mistakes that Ole Miss made. The Rebels had a whopping 14 penalties for 109 yards, and it felt like a lot more than that. It felt like for most of this game, like I said, it was excruciating to watch. It felt like if we got 3 consecutive plays without a flag, well, that was a win. But I got to be honest, looking at the replays of most of these calls, I didn't feel like, there were a couple of ticky-tack calls, but most of these calls were good calls against both teams. And you had 21 penalties. It was just absolutely, like I say, excruciating is the only one I can come up with. LSU caused 2 turnovers, and that helped. I'll give Halsey credit for punching the ball out at the 3-yard line. That was a huge, huge play at the time. I'll give Woodland credit for making the interception. That was a really nice play. But other than that, there wasn't a whole lot there. And Chambliss made so many good plays that you can forgive him for the one that's bad. LSU made dumb plays all day. The West Weeks roughing the passer call was so ridiculous and so unnecessary, and it let them out of jail. That's a field position altering penalty. You let them off the hook. You had them deep in their own territory and behind the sticks, and you do something stupid like that. That's an upperclassman. That's supposed to be one of your smart football players, and you make a dumb play like that. They made a lot of dumb plays today. There was nothing. There was no point in this game where I went, okay, the momentum's starting to shift. They're starting to play better. This was a confidence-rattling loss, in my opinion, at least as far as I'm concerned, because that team looked like they were so ill-prepared today for what they were exposed to, and they played really exceptionally poorly today. And I have no explanation for why a game as big as this, with a bye week coming up, where you're gonna get some rest and you can go into that thing with some momentum. I just thought that Brian Kelly did his worst job tonight with the preparation of this team.
No, I mean, it was terrible. And look, I'm still going to go out on a limb. Like, not go out on a limb. The defense is good. Like, I don't have a lot of problems with the defense, but when your offensive drives in the first half are 3 plays, 5 plays, 5 plays, 3 plays, 3 plays, 4 plays, what the hell do you expect from a defense? You didn't have a drive in the first half, went over 5 plays. Yeah. Like, these guys are exhausted. Like, we want to talk about the blitzing, the coverage. I think Blake Baker was playing to save his guys. Blitzing is the most exhausting thing on defense. When you're blitzing, it's exhausting. You're putting out all your effort. You're rushing lanes. You're not moving. Like, I feel like he had to slow his defense down to give them some air. I mean, you didn't have a play in the first half or a drive in the first half over 5 plays. Unacceptable.
Of the 2 units,
Yeah.
the defense is far less to blame than.
But I still think the defense is really good. Like we can talk about this. You gave up 490 yards, whatever, almost 500 yards, 24 points. You had big turnovers. That's on the defense. That's effort.
Yeah,
that's effort. That's plays on the defense. Like I heard a few people starting shit or crapping on Blake Baker, but I'm like, my God, when you can't get a breath, these guys didn't get a breath all night long.
I wasn't wild about the fact that they seemed unprepared for Chambliss's running the running aspect. It seemed like some of the bigger plays were when he got out of trouble. But he's a good player.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to give him credit. Of the 2 units, there's far fewer things wrong with the defense. This is mostly on the offensive side. But I was frustrated with some of the defensive plays as well. But no,
we're frustrated. But when we talked Friday, I said if we can hold them to 21 or 24, we think we can. That's what the goal was. Yeah. Let's hold them to 17 or 24. They didn't score. They didn't put up 30-something points. I mean, yes, it was ugly. They had some plays. But, I mean, it goes back to you have an interception at the end that could make a big turnover. You can tie the game, or I forget what the exact score was, go up, tie, and then you go freaking 4 or 5 and out and kick a field goal. I mean, the offense is the root of the problem.
No argument. No argument. 499-9898 is the number to call on the Hooters hotline. We'll take your calls. Ole Miss wins at 24-19. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
While Louisiana politics can seem like they're from another planet, Moon Griffon isn't afraid to bring politicians back down to earth. Listen to the Moon Griffon Show weekday mornings at 9 on Talk 107.3.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
When it comes to pipe fabrication, time is money. And at River Parish Contractors, we make every second count. Our 36,000 square foot shop is ready to take on your projects right now. With experienced welders, precise fittings, and fast turnarounds you can trust. Whether it's a single custom spool or a full-scale run, we have the capacity and the skill to keep your job on schedule. Call us or visit rpcontractors.com for your quote. That's rpcontractors.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and
98.1.
Eagle 98.1 Game Day continues. Ole Miss wins at 24-19. 499-9898. The number on the Hooters hotline. We start off with Joel in New Mexico. Joel, welcome into the show. Go ahead.
Hey, there's a lot of things to gripe about tonight, but the 2-point conversion, man, that's like being down in the bottom of the ninth, 21-0 with 2 outs and nobody on and bunting the ball. I just don't get it. Go Tigers.
Stupid.
In a night full of bad calls, that one was the worst. I mean, you gave yourself no chance.
I mean, you've shown nothing that you can get a 3-yard gain on a rush play. Like,
from the 3-yard line, I mean, it's not like the rest of the game they were playing so far back.
They couldn't get 3 yards back then.
Right. So you're certainly not going to get it
I mean,
with the defense compressed.
It makes no sense. I mean, you can't get a push. They're rushing 3 all night long and getting sacked. Nobody's moving anybody. And then to get in that situation, I'm like, get him out on the edge. Let him make a play. Give him some options. But, I mean, to me, that was just a horse crap call. I mean, there's nothing they could have done. Like in my bag, like when you're trying to think of something, I'm going to pull out the best thing I can do. And
the game's on the line. I mean,
I call the worst thing we can do.
It
makes no sense.
Couldn't believe that one. Larry is in Lafayette. Larry, welcome into the show.
Yeah, guys. Richard, you played for Les Miles.
Yep.
Would you describe the offensive lineman that you played with as tough?
I would describe them as grinders. I mean, I didn't play with a single offensive lineman drafted other than Herman Johnson, and we rushed for over 200 yards a game. Those were guys that were mean, gritty, wanted to fight. Like, yeah, we gave up some sacks, and you wanted to get on the Les Miles train where everybody complained about the passing game. But those guys had heart. Those guys were gritty. Those guys that I would take to a fist fight any day of the week, we don't have those guys.
Don't see it. Anything else? Okay. Hooters Hotline, 499-9898 is the number. Craig is in New Iberia. Craig, welcome into the show.
Yeah, just looking at this whole game today, it was really baffling how we've got this coach that's supposed to be this very organized and attention to the details and this and that and other. And it seems to me that, much as I hate to say it, Ed Orgeron seems to have his area, his expertise was, everything seems to be more organized in that area than we are now. I mean, last year we had the worst defense in the history of 2023, the worst defense ever. And this year it seems like we've got the worst offense ever. Just why can't we get those two things together? Why does it always seem to be one side of the ball is so much stronger than the other? When are we ever going to get this together? Or do you think he's ever going to get this together? Because no matter what it boils down to today, there was a handful of plays. But overall, to me, this whole thing today was just absolutely poor coaching and got out-coached again by somebody on the opposing sideline. I'll hang up and listen and see what you got to say.
Thanks, Craig. So if you're going to be detail-oriented, let's just take a couple of examples right here. And this is not the offense or the defense, the schematics or anything. They're down 17-10. They're playing a 4th down and 10 at the Ole Miss 31-yard line. So this is not a gimme field goal by any stretch of the imagination. You're inside of a minute to go in the third quarter, and you got to call timeout to get the field goal. And you had to take it because if it's a 33-yard field goal, then you take the penalty and you kick the 38-yard field goal. But if you're moving from 48 to 53, you're stretching Ramos's accuracy at that point, and you need the points. So you got to burn the timeout, which you desperately needed later in the game. Then later in the game, where you come out of, you got the play clock running down on another fourth down, and you got to call timeout there. You come out of that, and you get a false start. I mean, are you kidding?
It doesn't get any worse.
This is the epitome of detailed situational football. We're going out to get the field goal unit on the field, okay? It's a 48-yard field goal. This is for a college kicker. This is no gimme. Well, you got to get that thing out in time. And he's barking all over the sideline. Well, it's too late.
Right.
That's what you do in practice on Thursday.
That's what you have people in place for.
Yeah, Lord knows there's enough of those guys on staff.
Got more than players.
I mean, they ought to have somebody they could have a difference. They got so many people on staff. They're paying so many people that they could have somebody that's in charge of the first time out of the half, a whole nother guy in charge of the second time out of the half, and a whole nother guy in charge of the third time out of the half. Okay, and one guy to oversee the three guys who's in charge of just calling timeouts. They got enough people to do that, and you still can't get the damn play called. Drives me crazy. 499-9898 is the number to call. Steve is in Lafayette. Steve, welcome into the show.
Thank you. Hey, man, I just want to say I watched that game. I think Brian Kelly should rebuild at least the offense to a certain extent, because when that ref made that bad call on that pass interference with the interception, that was a bad call. I was looking at it.
What, on the DJ Pickett interception for a touchdown?
Yeah,
that was a good call, man. He pulled
pass
him.
interference.
Yeah, he pulled him to the ground. Damn near. No, that was a good call. We disagree on that. As far as rebuilding, okay, this is his team. Okay, I said it all summer. Everybody said that all summer. It's not groundbreaking. You have no excuses. This is the staff you want, and then some. This is the team you want. You went out, raised a boatload of money. You went out and spent it on what appears to be a lot of good players. Okay, you got the staff that you want. You're in year 4. And you play like that. Listen, they go up, and Ole Miss is a good team. Lane Kiffin's a good coach. They found a diamond in the rough with this quarterback that nobody wanted or nobody knew about. So they caught a little bit of a break there. If you go up there and you play hard and you play well, and Ole Miss just beat you. Okay, well, this was awful. I mean, this was nowhere. This did not feel like a 5-point loss. This felt like a 25-point loss.
One of the worst rushing defenses in the SEC, and we rushed for 50 yards. I mean,
that can't happen.
No,
that just simply can't happen. 499-9898 is the number. Matt is in Lafayette. Matt, welcome into the show.
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right.
Good. Just calling in about the predictability of our offense. I know a lot of people have been complaining about play calling, but I just wanted to see if you guys noticed throughout Nusmeier's career this year and last year, every time we go out of pistol, it is an automatic run. We threw one time today out of it, but I just wanted to see if that's something you guys noticed, and if Joe Sloan's going to get his play calling privileges taken away. I'll hang up to listen.
This one's for you.
Look, every week we come in here and complain about it, then I go back and watch the film, and I'm like, okay, well, the play could have worked. And most of the time, the play could have worked. Right now, I think there were some really bad play calls. I didn't like the play calls and situations, but I'm going to go back and watch the film this weekend and be like, okay, well, that could have worked. And I'm struggling to say this because the biggest disappointment in all this to me is Nusmeier. He's a guy that, we paid a lot of money to come back. And he's a guy that's, when I went to 2 practices this offseason, didn't see him throw the ball. I don't know how much of the practice time he really didn't throw the ball in the offseason, but I mean, it's bad. I mean, a lot of it is on Nusmeier's decision making, timing, checking into things. The offensive line, we gave up 1 or 2 sacks tonight, but that's not that. They don't push anybody. The offense is all around just abysmal at this point.
And it's been multiple years with these offensive lines.
I tell people all the time, we haven't rushed the ball since 2019, and I don't think we were that good in 2019. Like the rushing stat, like you can call me a liar if you go look at the stats, but yeah, that's Jaden Daniels scrambling.
Jaden Daniels covered up a lot of mistakes, bad evaluations, bad play calling, bad everything.
He's a freak.
Yes, I mean he's a once in a lifetime player in 2023. So it fooled us. Okay, it was one player doing extraordinary things that you couldn't expect realistically really anybody else to do.
We go back to coaching a lot, and we talk about we had 4 guys drafted on the offensive line last year. We couldn't run the ball. Those guys were there for the 2 previous years. We didn't run the ball. And they're obviously talented. They were drafted. They were expected to go to the NFL. But there's something in the scheme. The commandant, Brad Davis. Brad Davis was there the whole time with those guys. They could never push paper then. We've never gotten a push. We've never been aggressive. The offensive line hasn't been a bully in years.
I'm with you 100%. And I don't think Sloan's helping him out either with the – you brought this up multiple times. They can't ever get into a rhythm. They can't ever get the sequencing always seems like it's flawed. It seems like it's predictable. So Davis deserves his fair share of the blame, and probably more than his fair share of the blame. I don't think Sloan's helping him out any.
No, Sloan was hired to keep Bryce Underwood, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, well, the days of assistant coaches being here to recruit,
there's money for that now.
Yeah, that's over. Okay, yeah. You've had guys. He's a great recruiter. You know who the best recruiter in college football was last year? Larry Ellison's girlfriend. Okay, Larry, buy me a quarterback, and he did. Yeah. Okay, and she doesn't know if a football's blown up or stuffed, and she was the best recruiter in college football last year. Yeah. I ain't ever recruited a player in my life. You give me the biggest checkbook, well, man, look,
I could get you a team.
You absolutely. 499-9898 is the number to call. On the Hooters hotline, we'll take a break. Ole Miss wins at 24-19. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
My father, J.B. Faugu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Faugu.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're
98.1.
Eagle 98.1 Game Day continues. Ole Miss wins it by a score of 24-19. 499-9898 is the number to call on the Hooters hotline. Robert is in Rain. Robert, welcome into the show.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Definitely want to address the horrendous play calling. I've taken it to heart that Nusmeier's hurt. We just cannot stretch it downfield. But as far as for the play calling, is Brian Kelly getting involved with Joe Sloan on running our offense? And the reason I say that is his press conferences are always, well, we just do what it takes to win the game, and we don't have an attacking offense. And I'm just wondering if Joe Sloan is actually calling the plays he wants, or is Kelly just getting too involved with it?
I don't think that Kelly has picked up a play sheet on the sideline yet. I could be wrong. I'm not watching him, but I haven't seen that yet, Rich. But my deal is Brian Kelly's got to sign off on this offensive game plan and a defensive game plan every week.
Yeah.
Okay. If they went in with this as a game plan, which was to not even really attempt to run the football, and I know what they're going to say. They're going to say, well, these long handoffs, these spot passes to the outside are essentially running plays, but they're not. They're not attacking the middle of the field at all. You're not making the defense respect in between the hashes if you do that. And you got to do it some. And they only ran 24 plays in the first half, but only 9 of them were runs.
I think it's a bigger problem. The bigger problem is I feel like they know they can't do it. Like, I feel like they know that they cannot get a push. Because when you try, and we've gone over, there's been a few good runs, and we highlight the good ones, especially when we do the post game. But they're not getting a push up front. And at this point, like you said, there was 15 pass plays, 9 run plays in the first half.
The time of possession stat was not all that out of whack. It was the number of plays.
Yeah. We took our time. They didn't.
Yeah, well, they kept making first downs. What was the exact one? I think it was 84 to 56. I mean, you run 28 more plays. That's 3 more length of the field scoring drives. For crying out loud. If they don't turn the ball over, good night. 499-9898 is the number to call. Hunter is in Buckeye. Hunter, welcome into the show.
Hey, Rich, just questions for you. I listened to the pod this past week, and, Weston Davis seemed to catch a lot of criticism last week after the game. And my question is, that right line, it just seems to be struggling. And obviously he didn't play. Kern looked rough at times, but what's Thompson's deal? I mean, is he part of the bigger problem with that group? I'll hang up and listen. Thanks for taking a call.
I really don't think it's Thompson. A lot of it is, I think it's right tackle. I mean, Kern's a true freshman. Weston Davis is a redshirt freshman. Weston Davis plays with really bad technique. I mean, look, when Hannah, you texted me in the first half and said, Karius Kern started.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it at first. I don't feel like it made a difference. I think Kern, the few plays that I'm imagining when I watched him play, like he was more aggressive. Like, yeah, he had some bad plays, but like the whole offensive line as a unit to me is not very dominant. They don't push anybody. I think pass protection is something that Brad Davis might be good at, but anything as far as physicality and pushing the line, we can't do.
I think Kern's going to be a good lineman. I think he's probably a little overweight right now. He had the injury, and freshmen are not supposed to be able to go straight in there and dominate. Okay, and I think there's a pretty good chance that his future position is at guard. Okay, if not at this level, then certainly at the next level if he makes it that far. But I do think he's a really talented kid, and I think that they're going to get his body right, and I think he's going to be a really good player. But right now, it is what it is. Now the sack that he gave up, the crew took their time showing that flag. I'm like, are they not going to call that?
Yeah.
I mean, we know Womack. He was, he was
Good
here.
player.
Never could get in the damn game for some reason, but over here. And I'm like, are you going to call that? And so other than that, I didn't notice a big problem, but hell, how am I supposed to when they wouldn't even try to run?
I mean, to his point, I don't think it's a Thompson issue. Like, I think Thompson's pretty adequate. I think he's a B minus guy. But where we're playing on tackle is, Fs right now.
Wesley is in Baton Rouge on the Hooters hotline. Wesley, welcome into the show.
Hey, guys. I was just watching the game at Reno, Nevada up here, and I noticed in the first half we ran the ball 8 times, and 2 of those times were running back. Why try to get cute with it? I was just wondering if do we not trust Harlem Berry, Caleb Jackson, any of those guys? I mean, this worst run defense in the SEC.
We don't trust our run game, period. And I don't have a reason to suggest that you do. We don't provide a push. And so when you say that majority of the runs are to the receivers, the running backs into carries, because that's when we run the ball and we're good, is in the non-traditional run game.
Don't you have to keep after it though? I mean,
you do.
It's a mentality, right?
It's a mentality, but like you have to show some progress, and I haven't seen any. Like you get to the point to where you run up the middle so many times and you get stuffed in the back that like, okay, let's try something different.
I would have liked to have seen something.
How many more runs would you have liked to have seen get stuffed behind the backfield?
Well, but they weren't all stuffed in the backfield. I mean, I think if you hammer away at it, maybe you do try to get into a rhythm. And you're right, they didn't have the ball enough. Okay, yeah. Caleb Jackson, 1 carry tonight. All right, and then he dropped the ball late in the game on the pass. And I don't. This is another one. Okay, you're gonna throw the ball to somebody out of the backfield. He's the last back I'm throwing to.
Yeah,
okay?
100%.
I'm throwing to Johnson first. I'm throwing to Barry second. I'm sorry. Let me go back. I'm throwing to Xavier Thomas first. I'm throwing to Juwan Johnson second. I'm throwing to Harlem Berry next. I'm throwing to Barry and Brown from out of the backfield before I throw to Caleb Jackson. But I don't mind him running the football a little bit because he's at least got some size to him.
If we're going to say we're going to run the ball till it works, I want Caleb Jackson.
Yeah,
he's a big body guy that can wear on somebody. But when we're trying to run the ball, and I'm not knocking on Barry or anybody, but those are scat backs. Those are guys that are not wearing anybody out. I mean, when you talk about running till you get in a rhythm, you do that with big backs.
Do you think they would have been significantly different game plan-wise if Caden Durham could have played?
No, I don't think there's any difference.
I wish I did, but
there's no difference.
I do not. 499-9898 is the number to call. Kyle is in Birmingham. Kyle, welcome into the show.
Hey, guys. Thank you for taking my call. Obviously a lot to criticize tonight. I hate to keep going back to the play calling, but something that drove me crazy last year and continues to do so today, why are we running the read option when the quarterback is not a threat to run it?
Excellent
that just seems like a wasted play to me. I'll hang up and listen. Thank y'all. Good Tigers.
Yeah.
100% wasted play. You want to put Michael Van Buren in there and run the read option? I get a little bit more. But I feel like we are running an offense that's designed around the offensive coordinator or the play calling they want to run, not necessarily to the players we have.
I think Van Buren's name came up in a few living rooms this afternoon.
I've got multiple texts.
Yeah.
And this is like, I'm going to go back to that real quick. I liked Van Buren when he was at Mississippi State. Was really excited when we got him. And I'm not saying that he's a better pro player than Nusmeier, but when we're having problems with offensive line, he gives you a little bit more insurance.
A quarterback that can run would be really advantageous
Jaden
to them
Daniels.
right now. Well, and look,
I mean,
I'm not expecting it to be Jaden
No,
Daniels.
but that's what made Jaden Daniels great. I go back to it all the time. I think the offensive line was terrible at pass or run blocking when Jaden Daniels was here. He made those numbers so good because of what he was able to do when the play broke down.
Yeah. If Van Buren would be able to just give him a little bit of a spark. And I don't know if Nussmeier's hurt or not. I really
don't want to hear about him being hurt.
I've seen him throw the ball. Look, he threw the ball down the field last week against Southeastern. Okay. I understand that's a much lower level of competition, but as far as just being able to stand there and throw the football 45 yards, he did it last week.
Yeah.
The deep ball, I don't know where the idea came from that he is a great deep ball
thrower.
He's
never
never
been
a great deep ball thrower. The ball drifts on him a little bit.
It's either been overthrown or underthrown majority of the time.
He's got enough arm. Some guys have better accuracy way down the field. You know, the Russell Wilsons of the world that seem to be able to put the ball into a 5-gallon bucket from 50 yards. Okay, he's never been like that. The ball drifts on him a little bit when you get probably in that 50-yard area. He's not the only one like that.
What makes Nusmeier great is his anticipation throws. He's a very good anticipation throw guy. He's very good at throwing guys open. He's never been good at throwing a deep ball.
Yeah. We'll take a break. 499-9898 is the number. More of your phone calls when we come back. 24-19, Ole Miss wins it tonight. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
When it comes to pipe fabrication, time is money. And at River Parish Contractors, we make every second count. Our 36,000 square foot shop is ready to take on your projects right now. With experienced welders, precise fittings, and fast turnarounds you can trust. Whether it's a single custom spool or a full-scale run, we have the capacity and the skill to keep your job on schedule. Call us or visit rpcontractors.com for your quote. That's rpcontractors.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
While Louisiana politics can seem like they're from another planet, Moon Griffon isn't afraid to bring politicians back down to earth. Listen to the Moon Griffon Show weekday mornings at 9 on Talk 107.3.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders Pool.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient.
98.1.
Game day continues. Ole Miss a 24-19 winner tonight, this afternoon in Oxford. 499-9898 is the number to call on the Hooters hotline. B is in Westwego. B, welcome into the show.
Hey, Charlie. How are y'all doing tonight?
All right.
Yeah, I just, wanted to share something from today. I was watching the game at the nursing home with my great-grandmother, Tabitha. And there's something that Greg McElroy said on the broadcast that I almost think took away her will to live when he said that LSU's faced the most 3rd and 10s or 3rd and 10 plus of anybody in the country besides, I think it was Charlotte and maybe, I forget the second team. But just to get y'all's comments on that. And then my grandmother, she's been a big fan of yours, Charlie. She's been listening to you for a long time. Had a massive crush on you for the longest. She said she reminds you of Charlton Heston.
Oh, my God.
So if you can give my grandmother Tabitha a shout-out.
Tabitha, thank you for listening all this time, and we wish you the best of health. Maybe don't watch the offense too much. LSU's actually 7th in the conference in third down conversions. It's not as bad as it could be, but of course you played. That number's bumped up on what you did against Southeastern.
No, but what he was talking about is 3rd and 10.
Right. No, I get it, but they've been able to convert on a.
Yeah.
If you say you have faced more 3rd and 10s than anybody, then you expect the third down conversion rate to be down near the bottom of the league. It's actually kind of in the middle. But that's a lack of production on 1st and 2nd down, and that's the run game. Yeah. Yikes. 499-9898. Charlotte's bad. I actually saw them play on a Thursday night or a couple of weeks or Friday night, whatever it was. No, they're bad. Richard is in Houma. Richard, welcome into the show.
Boys, I'm not even going to ask y'all how y'all doing tonight because
thank you.
Yeah, well, my cousin E-Rock, he calls me and says, he's in Grand Prairie, and he says, Brian Kelly, we need to fire Brian Kelly. Listen, guys, look, we've been watching this the past 4 games, right? I'm not going to blame the defense at all. I mean, we gave up 24 points tonight. They had more, the time of possession is a little bit, it doesn't look realistic because they had the ball more than us, right? They ran more plays than us. We were winded. Man, our offense, Richard keeps saying it. Hey, Joe Klank can't get in the rhythm. He can't call plays, man. I just, we can't separate down the field. I mean, we got some receivers. We can't get the ball separated. I'm not blaming the offensive line. I mean, I know I'm talking, but we got to be able to separate ourselves down the field, guys. And is Nuss hurt? I don't know if he's hurt or not, but he can't move. 3-man rush. How about the 2-point conversion play? Let's get under center, guys. Why can't we get under center? and run the ball and run some play action out from under center. We have to go in the shotgun every play. I'm sorry, guys.
Look, I understand your frustration, and you're not wrong. You got a 2-week break here. You think Brian Kelly ought to pick up a play sheet? This is, and everybody out there is screaming at their radio. Hell yes, anybody but Sloan right now.
No,
but
this is execution. This is play style. This is
effort. This is a big departure. If your head coach starts calling plays, it changes the whole dynamic of what's going on the sideline and in the booth. It's not a small decision. But is it time to start thinking about that? And I hate talking about play calling because we don't always know exactly what they're trying to do.
Like I told you, every time play calling's brought up, we go watch the film, and it was execution. 99.9% of the time it's execution. There were some terrible play calls tonight. The 2-point conversion is unacceptable. Worst play call I've seen all year long. But for me, it's just we don't have guys. Like, I can't say we don't have guys. We have the highest recruited offensive line that I can think of, but we don't produce, and we haven't produced in a long time. And there's a common denominator that these guys cannot bully anybody.
When I want to talk about play calling, I don't want to, other than the 2-point conversion, I don't want to necessarily say on this 1st and 10 or on this 3rd and 3 or anything. It's the overall balance. It's the overall rhythm.
There's a rhythm. There's no rhythm
and there's
to it.
not there. So that's what when I talk about play calling, that's what I'm talking about.
Play callers getting rhythms, and like Charlie alluded to earlier, like you get in a rhythm, you get hot, things are working, everything you do, everything you say works. We don't get in the rhythm to where it's great play call after great play call. We get lucky a few times, we hit a big one, and then we stumble.
Would you go faster? Would that help?
I think the best we've played is when we've gone faster.
Something else to think about. They got 2 weeks. 499-9898 is the number to call on the Hooters hotline. Jacob is in Youngsville. Jacob, welcome into the show.
Hey, I know people argue back and forth. They're like, man, that's ain't accurate. Some people say he is accurate. And I think for the most part he is accurate. But, I saw a lot of end zone throws that are kind of way over his head. It's almost like he doesn't know the rules of football.
What about the play when we're talking about his accuracy?
The touchdown throw he had tonight was terrible.
Yeah.
He got lucky. He had a 6'7" receiver in the back of the end zone. He threw it 6 foot tall.
Okay. What about when he had the 5'10" receiver and he tried to throw it like the guy was 6'7" and Anderson gets knocked out of the game?
Multiple times. He threw it behind guys. I mean, the Anderson play when he got knocked out of the game, that was behind him. Nuss he is the most expensive player on our team, the most talked about player on our team, the most advertised player on our team, but he is playing
poorly
at best.
I tried to save you from saying
a
bad word there. Again, I don't know how he feels. Only he can tell you that for sure. But it doesn't matter.
That's decision making.
Yeah, the interception that he throws has got nothing. I don't care if he threw a laser beam in there or a lollipop. You're throwing to a guy who is well covered on first down deep in Ole Miss territory. Okay, you cannot make that throw.
That's been the knock on him the whole time, and it hasn't changed.
But he's supposed to have grown out of that by now.
Should.
This is the 2 balls. I would say it's the worst ball he's thrown all year, but the one against Tech.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I'm sorry, against Southeastern, where he just
Tech or one. It doesn't really matter. We haven't played anybody good
You
yet.
know the play I'm talking about, where he got chewed out on the sideline.
He got chewed out a few times tonight for the timing. Like we talk about timeouts. He has been the amount of times we got a play off with 4, 3, or 2 seconds on the play clock, and Brian Kelly is ripping his ass on it.
You think that's on him, or you think that's on the booth?
I think it's on Nusmeier trying to do too much. Like I think he's trying to check everything, be perfect at the line, make the checks, be the coach, and he's got to go.
That's why I'm saying speed it up a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe. 499-9898 is the number to call. Fernando is in South Carolina. Fernando. That's like the quarterback from Indiana.
Good evening, y'all.
Hey, Fernando.
I don't know how much AFC football y'all watch in Saints country, but I felt like I was watching the Miami Dolphins offense today, if I'm being completely honest. It was simply no run game, only bubble screens, and that's about it.
I saw the Dolphins' first game against the Colts. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, and then we play Monday.
Yeah, there's a limit. Thank you for the call. There's a limited amount of things that you can do here to change. You're 5 weeks deep into this thing. You can make a change or two on the offensive line if you want, but they've already done that. Really, Mubenga has Cohen Eccles was playing a little bit at the left. You had DJ Chester's played a little bit last week, not only at guard but played at the right tackle. Kern, who I like, and I think has a bright future, played tonight. But you're not going to wholesale substitute there. Okay, you can't. We've seen all the running backs. I mean, we've seen them all. We've seen all the receivers, and you've seen the quarterback's not changing. So that's kind of a moot point. I mean, I'm not saying that you're not going to see a little bit of Van Buren, probably not, but
there should be
you're
packages.
You're certainly not going to change quarterbacks at this stage. So you can go faster. Brian Kelly can pick up a play sheet, which I don't think he'll do. But if you get into this bye week and you self scout, okay, that's what you're supposed to do during the bye week. What can we do better? And there should be no idea that they don't at least take a look at. You know, you don't have to act on every one of them, but hey, let's start addressing the problem, right?
You self-scout on play calling, decision-making, timing, situational stuff. At 5 games in, you are who you are.
Yeah.
This offensive line, and I hate saying the offensive line because I think they're talented guys, but they can't move anybody, and that's a big problem.
And that's a little bit attitude.
They couldn't
right?
move anybody at Southeastern. Like we tried to get through this because they destroyed Southeastern, which they should. But would they rush for 130 yards, 136 maybe? Like that's embarrassing. Like the entire run game is embarrassing.
499-9898 is the number to call. Easy is in Virginia, Eastman, Virginia. Welcome into the show.
Hey, how you guys doing? I want to look at this kind of pluralistically. Typically, when there's a problem, people like to, focus on one thing, but I think it's a number of things. Number one, run blocking. LSU has not been able to consistently run block since the national championship team, right? If you go back to when Jaden Daniels was there, he masked a lot of things for that run game. Couldn't block Southeastern, couldn't block Louisiana Tech, couldn't block Clemson, couldn't block tonight. Sloan and play calling, we've seen this problem with the play not getting in time, with them having to burn timeouts. Kelly, as mentioned, Kelly taking the play sheet and making calls, he's already involved. He's already said that. He is involved. Now, what I want to know is how do you have a 3-man line and they're playing man-to-man defense and you still can't run? Listen, guys, in the SEC, for you to be successful, your quarterback has to be able to pick up some first downs with his legs. And this is not happening. We have a 5th-year senior, second year in the system. This is supposed to be a boom year. We're not seeing it right now. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for the call. It's not just this year. Here's your Russian offense. Since the national championship year, 2020 is the COVID year. Everything is skewed, but they were 12th in the league in rush yards in 2020. That was out of 14 teams. In 21, you were 13 out of 14. Kelly's first year, 2022, Daniels was a quarterback, 8th out of 14. In 23, you were 2nd at 2,600 yards, and I believe Daniels had 1,300 of those, something like that.
Most scrambling.
That was in 2023. Last year, dead last. This year, second to last behind South Carolina. So essentially, of these 6 years, okay, or 5.5.
Who's been the O-line coach of those?
Same guy.
Yeah.
Same guy. And you have the one outlier year where your quarterback won the Heisman Trophy. Seems like
it's been bad for a long time.
What is the common denominator? And we started to bring this up we a little bit last year. We didn't get too loud about it. Getting a little bit louder now. This problem can no longer be ignored. Okay.
No, I mean you can go about play calling all day long, and I'm not saying Joe Sloan made great play calls, but when you cannot get a push, when you cannot run the ball, when you cannot move the line of scrimmage, then people always say defense and running game wins game. Like that's how you win. You have to be able to move the line of scrimmage. You have to push people, and none of these guys can push anybody, and that is a coaching issue.
Yeah, you need somebody that is the meanest, nastiest SOB out there to basically change the mentality up front. I mean, you said it a million times. It's an attitude.
It's an attitude,
and
100%.
They don't have it. 499-98 is the number to call. Take a break. LSU falls today 24-19 to Ole Miss. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
WDGL and HD1 Baton Rouge. Eagle 98.1.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Hi, this is Beth Tarina. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com.
98.1.
Eagle 98.1 ESPN Game Day continues. Ole Miss a 24-19 winner this afternoon in Oxford. 499-9898 is the number to call on the Hooters hotline. Cole is in Nashville. Cole, welcome into the show.
Hey, guys. Third game of the year, we went to Clemson. We went to the Florida game. Now we're driving back to Nashville from the Ole Miss game, and it's just frustrating. I mean, I don't know what we can do. It felt like there was zero effort to run the ball in the first half. At the end of the day, you know, what's the common denominator? Is Bo Davis, and it's our offensive coordinator. So at what point does that need to change? And I guess the second thing is, you know, we have no momentum going into the second half. We get the ball, we try to drive, we don't score. Nothing's really going for us well offensively in the second half. At what point do we try Van Buren? I mean, he adds a different look. Nusmeier hasn't really been getting it done, and I hate to add the pressure to him, but when do we give him a look?
I'm surprised this didn't come up before now.
No.
You want to go first?
My thing is, if you're going to put the excuse that he's hurt, that he's not playing, then why is there not a package of plays for the guy that's behind him? Take some plays off of Nusmeier if he's hurt, which I'm, at this point, kind of calling BS on it. I mean, he obviously was hurt. I went to 2 practices and never saw him throw a ball. And then he brings it up. But to now, at this point, it's like an excuse, a cover-up for why they're having offensive issues.
This torso injury is essentially an oblique, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember the year that Drew Brees fought this, 17, 18, 16. I forget what year it was. It was later in his career. He fought it the whole year, okay? And it really affected his ability to throw down the field, okay? Now, he was Drew Brees, and he made it work, and he got by. But and by that point in his career, the arm was starting to, was starting to go a little bit, and he never had the bazooka arm anyway. He was the most accurate quarterback I think I've ever seen. But you could really tell that he was laboring to throw the ball down the field, and in the Sean Payton offense, that's a big part of what they do. And I just wonder, it took all year. He played through it, but it really affected him. I wonder if that's happening here.
If you can play through it, I get that.
And I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but
if it's the comment that was made is he's not going to be right till we get to the bye week. That was the first comment made.
Yes.
And
so we said sit him out in the Southeastern game. He played.
Sit him out in La Tech. This was a camp deal. This is something that happened in camp.
And got re-aggravated in the Clemson game.
It got re-aggravated. So, okay, sit him in Tech. Sit him against Southeastern. No, he's good. He's good. He's good. I don't want to hear that anymore, because if you're saying he's good, then he should be good.
Like, that's fair.
No.
That's fair. 499-9898 is the number to call. Chad is in Lafayette. Chad, welcome into the show.
I agree so much with that last caller. Guys, since Brian Kelly's been here the last 4 years, what's the best group he's recruited? Offensive linemen, correct?
Yep.
So is it the scheme? Is it coaching? There's something going on. Nusmeier does not look right, first of all. You got to put a package in for Van Buren for sure.
It might take some of the pressure off of him.
No, I agree. I just said that. I think there should be a package for Van Buren. When we talk about the zone read, every play, the run game is built off a pull, but Nussmeier's never going to pull it. Let him do that. Let the guy, especially if he's hurt. If he's hurt, why the hell has he not been playing? Why haven't you taken some of the plays off of him?
I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. I would tell you, though, that you've changed the offensive line out multiple times now in this run. And if you've changed the players and that didn't work, and you've had experienced players like you had last year, inexperienced players like you got this year, didn't work either way.
No, I go back to it because we're going to say last year we had 4 offensive linemen drafted in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
7 rounds, not a lot of people. And we didn't run the ball effectively last year.
Who's the best offensive lineman on this team?
Oh, it's the center.
Yeah. Where'd he learn?
Somebody else.
Not here.
No.
Not here. Caleb is in Baton Rouge on the Hooters Hotline. Caleb, welcome into the show.
Hey, guys. First off, I want to say I appreciate y'all putting in the work on this show every Saturday night. I'm a big fan. I listen every Saturday and appreciate y'all staying up late with us. And
well, thank you, Caleb. Appreciate it.
Yeah, my question is more big picture. If our offense looks like this the rest of the season, which I don't see it changing, and we drop, 3, 4, hell, maybe even 5 more games, what's the offseason look like? Is Sloan the first to go? Brad Davis? And if they do go, what kind of offensive coordinator would you be looking at? Would you want somebody more under center, running the same shotgun style? I just want to know what y'all think more big picture going down the road if this continues to be like it is. But I'll hang up and listen.
Yeah, Kelly has shown that he will make changes if he needs to. He's done that on the other side of the ball. And if this does continue, if you're at this production level, yeah, you'll have that conversation at the end of the year. What kind of coordinator do I want? I want one that adapts to his personnel. I want one. I don't want a one-trick pony. I don't want a guy that comes and says, "This is my system, and we'll get my players in."
We're still running an offense with a running quarterback that we don't have.
Yeah,
I mean that's what it boils down to. I mean, the offense is built around a running quarterback scheme. I mean, when you talk about every run play is a pull, and we're running this offense with one hand tied behind our back.
So give me somebody that, is going to adjust to the personnel that he's got. Listen, you're not going to turn Garrett Nusmeier into a running quarterback at this point in his career. So if you do make a change, and that's an off-season question, we're in Game 5. The season is not lost. Okay, there is plenty of time to get better. You still got really good personnel out there. You're one fluke play away from winning this game, much like they didn't deserve it. But
there's a couple fluke plays that kept us in the game.
They kept us in. Oh, and not to mention the penalties. Yeah. Okay, the Ole Miss is going to look at this film and go,
"We should have been 42-10.
Should have won this game by 3 scores." But if that kid drops the ball on 4th down, LSU's got the ball with a chance to win it with 1 minute and 40 seconds or whatever to go. Never should have been that close. So if you can do that, look, there's other people on this schedule that you can beat. So the season's not over, but you got to acknowledge the problems.
We're saying the season's not over, but your confidence level of going out and only losing 2 games, where's that at?
It took a big hit today.
Yeah.
Not just because of the one in the loss column. Like I said, if they had lost, they had gone out and run what I hate to say Arkansas, because Arkansas has a quarterback who is a tremendous athlete and a tremendous runner. And under no circumstances can you expect them to run what Arkansas runs. But you can expect them to run what Kentucky runs, okay? And that was a game that Kentucky was in the whole way. All right, Kentucky's got no world beaters on offense, and Kentucky ran for, I want to get this right, 178 yards. So if they had run for 178 yards tonight, and they had lost the game, what did Ole Miss beat Kentucky? 30-23, okay? If they had done that and said, okay, they got the run game going, at least they can run it on this group that can't stop the run. Okay, maybe Ole Miss makes a play here, play there. They win the game kind of like the way LSU won it last year. Maybe not the last play of the game, but maybe an overtime, maybe a drive with 2 minutes to go in regulation. They had lost like that. Okay, bummer. They lost. But it's a road game in the SEC. All Tennessee could do to win on the road today against Mississippi State. You see this all the time. This bothered me, okay? The 2.6 yards a carry against a team that's giving up 190 a game on the ground, that bothers me.
You had 3 point or whatever it was against Southeastern. I mean, at this point, I'm 8-4 is a.
I hate to do that because things are going to change. Okay, you're going to either get better or you're going to get worse.
5 games in, you're not going to change the mentality of the offensive line.
Where is Ole Miss compared to, especially on the road, compared to the other teams that they're going to play? Are they better than South Carolina? I think they are. Are they better than A&M?
Don't know.
I'm not sure. Are they better than Arkansas? They beat them. Better than Western Kentucky? Are they better than Alabama?
No.
I'm not certain about that. Alabama seems to do really well when they play Georgia. That's a 3-point game. Are they better than Oklahoma?
No, I don't think so.
Not Oklahoma. I'll tell you right now, the game that has got me
Vanderbilt.
Yes,
Of course,
Gordy's been worried about that game since July.
Yeah.
Okay, every speech we gave and every time we talk, he's like, man, he said it's in between 2 home games. It's probably going to be a morning game. It's up there, and he said all of that before Vanderbilt came out the gate 5-0.
Yeah.
I mean, they think they can beat the Green Bay Packers right now. Okay, they waiting on Alabama.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they got to go to Tuscaloosa, but you know what I'm saying. That game right now, I don't know. Let's see where we at. Jason is in Vacherie on the Hooters Hotline. Jason, welcome into the show.
Hey, Charlie, I'm a long-time listener, and I mean long time, since before Saban, but a first-time caller.
Oh, well, thank you for calling. Thank you for calling.
Yep. Hey, look, I agree with everything you guys said about Nusmeier's limitations, Brad Davis, and Jerry Sloan. One thing we haven't touched on, for the most part, maybe outside of this year with the defensive line, but in the Brian Kelly regime, we have had, for the most part, weak line play on both sides of the ball. I think that's fair to say. One thing we don't talk about a lot is one thing that changed when Brian Kelly first came in is we had a big change in strength and conditioning coordinator, right? The one that was here for Saban, for Miles, and for Orgeron, all of a sudden left for whatever reason.
Oh, I know why he left. He got fired.
Yeah, there you go.
Kelly fired him.
So how much of this weak line play, for the most part, on both sides of the ball, maybe outside of this year for the D-line, it comes down to strength and conditioning in the offseason? And I'll listen.
Thank you very much for the call.
Big
Thanks
mistake.
for listening. This one is all you.
You do not fire Tommy Moffitt. I mean, Tommy Moffitt's the best in the game, been the best in the game for a long time. Everybody knows it. I thought that was the dumbest thing that he ever did. But, I mean, I'm not going to go that far to say that's why they don't have the run game. Tommy Moffitt was there before when the offensive line was struggling. I mean, this goes back to Brad Davis. I mean, these guys are fit, they're strong, whatever. And Tommy Moffitt's the best to ever do it, best that ever will do it, in my opinion. I'm not going to put that on him, but this is a mentality. This is a you wake up in the morning and want to beat somebody's ass, and they don't do that.
A&M, by the way, where Tommy Moffitt is now, is 11th in the conference in rushing, and they have a quarterback that can run. So, and I'm a big Tommy Moffitt fan too. You guys, I mean, swear by him. Okay?
Look, so when I was recruited, and I'll just tell you a quick recruiting story, is I was told to fall in love with the strength and conditioning staff more than the coaches because you're going to be with them 90% of the time.
You can have them all off season.
All year long, you're with the strength and conditioning staff. You're not with the coaches. And he's a guy that motivated guys, pushed guys, made them better. I completely agree with you that he is the best to ever do it, and that might be an issue, but that's not on the run game.
Wayne is in Jenna. Wayne, welcome into the show. Go ahead, Wayne. No? All right. Let's try Jules is in Abbeville. Jules, welcome into the show.
From my cold, dead hand. Charles. I like that. Hey, y'all are right on again. At halftime, I would have put Van Buren in and let the chips fall where they may, because to me, it was obvious that we were not going to win that game with Nusmeier playing quarterback the way he's playing it right now. This is my observation, and this is in the first quarter when we had the ball. The team looks unorganized, unsure, and lacking confidence. How many times, what did they get, 40 seconds on the play clock? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Why do they constantly run it all the way down to the last 5 seconds, and then that's when Nusmeier freezes up? and they end up calling the timeout. The Kelly and the offense, they're slow and plodding. And as far as a shotgun, no, it's a pop gun. So it's not looking good. And the only thing I can see that might inject a spark is to play Van Buren. So I'm sorry they didn't put the guy in tonight, but we saw Lenore Sellers and Marcel Green, so you never know. You never know.
Thank you, Jules. The procedure, okay, the whole procedure from when Sloan calls a play to get it in, to get to the line of scrimmage, to make whatever checks you're going to, this whole operation is taking too long, okay? And that's why I asked, would they be better off if they just sped the whole thing up?
I think the problem is they give too much autonomy to Nusmeier. Like, Nusmeier gets up there and wants to check out every play.
But isn't that the whole idea behind having a senior quarterback?
But he does it slowly.
Okay,
like,
well,
he's slow to get to it.
Hurry up.
Did you not watch Brian Kelly cuss his ass out?
Yeah,
multiple times.
I did,
because he is so, and look, he's a smart guy and he's trying to get into the best play. But sometimes you overthink things. Like when I played, you had a run pass check. We're going to run this play or we're going to pass this play. Let's get into it. And then you're going to move fast.
Who did Les let check out or what?
This was basically off, it was too high or single high. 100%. Like,
okay.
And it was a guaranteed you're going to check.
Didn't matter. I know you let Flynn do that.
Yeah, but
Flynn was a fifth-year guy.
Past that, it was, hey, you see two high, we're going to run the ball. You see one high, we're checking. We're calling two plays in the scrimmage, in the huddle. You get this look, you're doing this, whatever. But Nusmeier is trying to overthink things, and sometimes that is to your detriment. You're trying to put yourself in the best play, but every time it's like he's waiting, he's looking, he's making the decisions. I've complained about this for 2 years. The amount of times that Nussmeier's called a timeout and the coach didn't call a timeout is troubling because those timeouts are critical. We saw it tonight. We needed those timeouts if we'd have got the stop. But Nusmeier is so quick to call a timeout on his own because he didn't get to the play that he wanted to.
Let me get to the big picture with Nusmeier. Putting Van Buren in the game for a package of plays is one thing.
Yeah.
Putting him in if Nusmeier is in fact hurt more than he's letting on is also fine. It's another thing. Benching him outright is problematic.
That's not what I'm saying.
It's problematic for a lot of reasons, okay? You talked about the financial. This is where you put your money, okay? You want the fifth-year quarterback to stick around in your program and work his way up. It's becoming increasingly rare. He did that. He ran everything in the summer, okay? You're recruiting his little brother. He was, at one point, the highest-rated quarterback in the Southeastern Conference in the preseason, okay? The Heisman favorite or whatever you want to call it, okay? You have got an enormous amount of time and money invested in Garrett Nusmeier. And this is what you want to do as a program. You want a quarterback to develop, and by the time he's there at the end, if you can manage to hold on to him in the current landscape for 5 years, that's the guy you want. And so if you pull the plug on him after 5 games because he had a lousy afternoon, that's probably going to come back and bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm not suggesting that at all. And furthermore, we don't know how good how much of an upgrade Van Buren would be. He had his moments last year. Last week was Southeastern. That's wonderful, okay? And I know he can run. And we went through some of his stats last year. He had a big game against Texas. He had a big game against Georgia. But we don't know how he would run this offense. He's got very little time in this offense. So let's not fall into the trap of anything else is something better.
No, and I 100% agree with you. But my problem is if you're saying the limitations are because he's hurt, then why aren't you putting him in the game?
You asked that question when Kelly came out the Monday of the Southeastern game, the Monday after Florida, and you said that he's contradicting himself. He's saying, well, he's not going to be good until the bye week, but we don't want to sit him because he needs to play. Well, which one is it?
Yeah.
And 2 weeks later, I still don't know if we know.
That to me, I mean, is there an injury? Yes. I think it's a play on covering up Joe Sloan and poor play at the same time.
499-9898 is the number to call. Bob is in Denham Springs. Bob, welcome into the show. Bob, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Patrick from Mandeville.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, am I on the air?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, guys, look, I have a theory. I think Brian Kelly, he never came to LSU with his sterling reputation as a recruiter. He mainly leaned on other guys. I mean, he's been a head coach at his last 5 stops or 4 stops and done very well. So his tendency, I think when he came down to LSU, he thought, okay, I'm going to be flooded with all this great talent. I can win a national championship, which I could not do at Notre Dame. One of his first realizations when he got down was how fierce the competition was in recruiting. So he suddenly started firing some of his staff when performance wasn't doing that great, and he made sure he got good recruiters on staff. I think Brad Davis epitomizes that. He's held on to Davis because he's recruited so well, not because he's a real good offensive line coach. And also, I think the same was Sloan as a quarterback recruiter, except that blew up in his face with Underwood. So now he's paying the penalty for having some coaches who aren't quite that good at coaches, that great recruiters, but that might be, nil when it's all said and done. So I think that, another thing on the O-line, Dan Orlovsky on TV tonight said that LSU only ran on first down twice the entire game. And that he's a quarterback, Orlovsky, a former quarterback. He said that LSU's offensive line does not fire off the football. Their technique is more you catch. Okay, they pass block okay, or at least sometimes, but they aren't mean and tough. And that's probably a reflection of Brad Davis, but also Brian Kelly. I mean, it's his offense, right? Whoever the coordinator is, they're going to do what Kelly wants to do, and maybe that's the way his offensive line schemes are. Okay, just let me know your thoughts on that. Thank you.
All right.
I agree. I mean, Brad Davis obviously is recruited. If I had to guess over the last 10 years, and you did the star rankings or whatever the recruiting rankings were, we could probably have the best O-line rankings that we've had in a long time. But we're not producing. There's no toughness. Like we talk about, we give up 1 sack tonight because one got pulled back. We've probably given up 5, 6 sacks all year long. And whoop-de-doo. It doesn't matter when you can't move the line of scrimmage. The name of the game is play defense and run the ball. And when you can pass, that's the passing game comes off a run game. It's always been that way. And right now we cannot control the line of scrimmage.
All of these linemen you talking about, okay, they this great recruiting of offensive linemen. Take last year out of the equation, okay? And by the way, Will Campbell and Emory Jones were coming here.
Yeah.
Okay. They were coming here, especially Campbell. Those guys were coming here. Frazier was a transfer. Dellinger, you did recruit out of Michigan. Okay. So how far you want to go back?
I mean, Davis was a 5-star guy.
No. How many years you want to go back for these great
21.
recruits? Okay. 2021, how many offensive linemen did you have drafted? 0. 2022, how many offensive linemen did you have drafted? Actually, you had 3. Austin Deculus is still in the league. Ed Ingram is still in the league. Chasen Hines, I don't believe, is still in the league. So you had 3 that year. In 23, you had 1, Anthony Bradford. And in 24, you had none. You had a couple guys drafted in the 2020 class.
You had 4 guys starting in 24 that were starting in 23.
Okay, yeah. But they weren't. One of them, like I said, one of them was a transfer, and 2 of them were, like I said, about as purple and gold blood as it gets. I'm saying to you that the recruiting is maybe not quite as good as what you think. I mean, it hasn't been terrible. Okay,
no, and I get what you're saying. We've got some. I think the offensive linemen in the state of Louisiana have been higher than they've been in years past, I mean, we've recruited homegrown guys that were really good.
There's some. Lloyd Cushenberry comes to mind.
He's a 3-star guy that developed.
Yes.
And guess who he developed under? The guy that got scapegoated in a freaking recruiting deal. Yeah. He was a hell of an offensive line coach. Unbelievable. Know how to talk people.
Yeah. So, again, not maybe quite as.
Where is that guy? What was his
Cushenberry
name?
signed.
No, I know Cushenberry.
James Craig.
Yeah.
Oh, San Francisco, maybe.
Okay.
Hell
of a coach.
Don't hold me to that.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, last time I checked,
he went back to where you don't get in trouble.
Take a break here. We'll come back. We'll take a look at the stats. We'll get what's going on in college football right now. Oregon and Penn State, the one-score game in the fourth quarter. Georgia and Alabama, one-score game late in the third quarter. So we got some good ones coming down the stretch here. We'll talk about that. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Businesses like yours are the soul of our community. You deserve someone who'll deliver the internet services you deserve. That's why local businesses rely on Rev Business, 90 years of building connections. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
My father, J.B. Faugu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Faugu.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website, LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net, powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builder School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Go
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging
98.1. Eagle 98.1 Game Day. Stat Check. Presented by Luba Workers Comp. Luba Workers Comp. Delivering genuine dependability.
All right, here's the yardstick.
We had yards?
Warning, it ain't great. 28 first downs for Ole Miss to 16 for LSU. Total yards, 480 for Ole Miss to 254 for LSU. Does this sound like a 5-point game to you? Not on your life. 314 yards passing for Ole Miss, 197 for LSU, 166 yards rushing for Ole Miss, 57 yards rushing for LSU against a team that gave up 178 to Kentucky. They gave up 100 and where's my notes?
You want to keep me mad?
Yeah. Where is it at? 190. 191 to Georgia State.
Ole Miss rushing defense sucks. We get it.
172 to Kentucky. Okay. 2.6 yards per carry. Penalties, 14 for 109 yards for Ole Miss, 7 for 78 for LSU. 2 turnovers for the Rebs, 1 for the Tigers. Time of possession, 32-22 for Ole Miss, 27-38 for LSU, and you'd think it would be bigger than that, but again, the number of plays, 84 to 58. Third down efficiency, LSU 2 of 11. They were 2 of 2 on fourth down. Ole Miss was 8 of 16 and 2 of 2, so 10 of 18 compared to 4 of 13. That's why Ole Miss kept the ball the entire night. Individually, Nusmeier 21 of 34, $197, a touchdown and a pick. Trinidad Chambliss 23 of 39, 314 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Harlem Berry 7 carries for 22 yards and a touchdown. Juwan Johnson 6 for 18 yards. Kawan Lacey 23 carries, 87 yards and a touchdown for Ole Miss. Chambliss ran 14 times for 71 yards, and Logan Diggs, former LSU Tiger, 2 carries, but one of them was for a touchdown. Xavion Thomas, 3 catches for 63 yards. Marion Brown, 5 for 40 for LSU. Caden Lee, 4 for 70 and a touchdown for Ole Miss. Daquan Wright, 4 for 66. Defensively, A.J. Halsey led the way, 13 total tackles tonight. Mansour Delane with 11 and Whit Weeks with 10. Suntaran Perkins, 7 for Ole Miss, and Will Eccles with 5, including a sack for the Ole Miss Rebels. Punting tonight, the Ole Miss punter, Oscar Bird, 47.3-yard average. None of them went inside the 20 for Chadwick. Grant Chadwick, 5 punts, 47-yard average. 1 went inside the 20. Both kickers made all of their field goals. Lucas Cananero had one for Ole Miss, and Damian Ramos made both of his kicks for LSU. Take a break. Scoreboard is next. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
When it comes to pipe fabrication, time is money. And at River Parish Contractors, we make every second count. Our 36,000 square foot shop is ready to take on your projects right now. With experienced welders, precise fittings, and fast turnarounds you can trust. Whether it's a single custom spool or a full-scale run, we have the capacity and the skill to keep your job on schedule. Call us or visit rpcontractors.com for your quote. That's rpcontractors.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Bend Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart
98.1. Eagle 98.1 Game Day. The Robinson Brothers Ford Lincoln College Football Scoreboard. Robinson Brothers Ford Lincoln on airline under the giant American flag.
All right, games in progress. The two big ones. First, Oregon leads Penn State 17-10. They're under 4 minutes to go. Penn State with the football in Oregon territory, down inside the 30 of the 27-yard line, I believe it is. Nope, at a penalty, move them back 5. So back out at the 32, and they're just inside of 4 minutes to go. And Oregon's got a 7-point lead, 17-10. In Athens, Alabama leads Georgia 24-21. This game's still got a lot of time left, 10.5 minutes to go in regulation. Georgia just got stuffed on a 4th and 1 inside the 10-yard line for Alabama, and the Tide moving out near midfield with the football, and they've got a 3-point lead. Ty Simpson's thrown a couple of touchdown passes for the Tide in that one. Other games in progress. Number 20, Missouri leads UMass 42-6. Washington State leads Colorado State 20-3. These are fourth quarter scores, giving you San Jose State leads Stanford 29-21. Boise State leads App State 47-14. South Carolina leads Kentucky 35-13. Lenora Sellers has thrown for 153 yards in that game. Marshall leading ULF at 34-27. Halftime score, Louisiana Tech leads UTEP 7-zip. First quarter score, Colorado leads BYU 7-0. Now, earlier finals today. Number 14, Iowa State goes to 5-0. They beat Arizona 39-14. Western Kentucky beat Missouri State 27-22. Memphis goes to 5-0, 55-26 over Florida Atlantic. Number 1, Ohio State struggled offensively for most of the game, but beat Washington 24-6. Julian Sayin, the first time on the road as a starter, 208 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Number 9, Texas A&M beat Auburn 16-10. Le'Veon Moss, 139 yards and a touchdown on the ground for A&M. Number 11, Indiana outlasted Iowa 20-15. Fernando Mendoza Heisman favorite in some circles. 233 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Hoosiers. In overtime, number 15 Tennessee beat Mississippi State 41-34. Vols needed a touchdown in the last 2 minutes to send it to overtime. Got the touchdown, turned Mississippi State away to get the win. Joey Aguilar threw for 335 yards. Number 16 Georgia Tech beat Wake Forest 30-29. That was in overtime. Georgia Tech now 5-0 on the season. Also 5-0. Number 18 Vanderbilt. They beat Utah State 55-35. Diego Pavia threw 5 touchdown passes, threw for 321 today. Number 23 Illinois, a field goal at the gun. They beat number 21 USC 34-32. That was a pair of now what are 4-1 teams. Number 22 Notre Dame destroyed Arkansas 56-13. C.J. Carr threw for 354 yards and 4 touchdowns. Sam Pittman said after the game that if he were an Arkansas fan, he would be mad at him.
Yeah.
No argument, Coach. And watch your Sunday over there. Just
could be close. Could be.
Bobby Petrino's on staff. Minnesota beat Rutgers 31-28. It was Duke over Syracuse 38-3. Darian Mensah threw for 268 yards and a couple of touchdowns. First start for former LSU Tiger Ricky Collins was a rocky one for Syracuse. Louisville goes to 4-0. They beat Pittsburgh 34-27. Miller Moss, remember him last year for USC? He threw for 339 and 3 touchdowns for Louisville today. Cincinnati beat Kansas 37-34. It was Kansas State over UCF 34-20. North Texas beat South Alabama 36-22. Ohio beat Bowling Green 35-20. Central Michigan over Eastern Michigan 24-13. James Madison beat Georgia Southern 35-10. UL Monroe going to 3-1. They beat Arkansas State 28-16. Northwestern beats UCLA 17-14. Bruins now 0-4. Cal cross country trip. They beat Boston College 28-24. Javen, Huey, Sagapula, Telly, couple of touchdown passes for Cal after a rough week last week. Baylor beats Oklahoma State 45-27. 4 more touchdown passes for Sawyer Robertson in the first game, coached by somebody other than Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State since Les Miles was the coach before him. Utah beat West Virginia 48-14. It was UConn over Buffalo 20-17. San Diego State beat Northern Illinois 6-3. That sounds exciting. Navy beat Rice 21-13. Toledo over Akron 45-3. Miami of Ohio beat Lindenwood 38-0. New Mexico over New Mexico State 38-20. Hawaii beat Air Force 44-35. Tulane goes to 4-1. They beat Tulsa 31-14. Kennesaw State over Middle Tennessee 24-16. Old Dominion beat Liberty 21-7. Western Michigan beat Rhode Island 47-14. It was Virginia Tech getting in the win column. They bested NC State 23-21. C.J. Bailey, a couple of touchdown passes for NC State. And Southern Miss beats Jacksonville State 42-25. And that is your college football scoreboard. Did I miss anything while I'm looking down here in these?
You got it covered.
These 2 games. Penn State's got the ball down inside. They're at the 10-yard line now. And Georgia's gotten the football back from Alabama deep in their own territory. So Alabama 24, Georgia 21, 8 minutes to go there. Oregon 17, Penn State 10, under 2 minutes to go in that one. And Penn State with the ball 2nd and 1 at the Oregon 10-yard line. Game balls are next. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Huh. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Bend Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you, our mobile banking.
98.1. Eagle 98.1 Game Day, presented by Super Chevy in Yingling. Game balls.
All right, you first.
I'm going to give the game ball to the entire Ole Miss team. Thanks for keeping us in the game with penalties and turnovers.
I'm going to go with A.J. Halsey. 13 tackles tonight, punching out one of those turnovers that end up fumbling into the end zone. So I'll give it to A.J. Halsey. Up at Penn State, Nittany Lions have come off the canvas. They were down 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. They just scored to tie the game. There's 30 seconds to go. Oregon's got the football, and they got a couple of timeouts left to see if they can get into field goal range. Otherwise, this one is headed to overtime. The whiteout up there. You see the game day crew?
Yeah, that was terrible. Like, I think everything Nick Saban does is smart except for wearing an all-white suit.
Oh, come on. Work for Colonel Sanders. They all look like Morgan Freeman and Bruce Almighty. Oregon's got a chance here. They've got enough time. Let's see what kind of drive that they can put together. That's a pretty bad start for about a 3-yard game. We're brought to you by Supreme Rice and SupremeRice.com. When you are doing your tailgating menus, make sure you include Supreme Rice. The parboiled rice, the jasmine rice are perfect for your jambalayas, your white beans, your red beans, your etouffees. Make them all out at your tailgate with Supreme Rice. Support our Louisiana farmers. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has been delighting their customers with affordable rice. It's grown, milled, and processed right here in the state of Louisiana, so they're supporting our Louisiana farmers. And, of course, you're going to get a great product at a lower price. Pick it up at all your AG food stores, all of your Rouses, all of your Walmarts, wherever you buy rice. Make sure it's Supreme Rice. And to ensure that future generations of Louisiana farmers are taken care of, they're part of the Climate Smart program, reducing methane emissions and promoting water conservation. For more information and great recipes, go to supremerice.com. We're back to wrap it up here. Ole Miss wins at 24-19. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
Family owned, fully involved, always on site. Start your build at wesleyusa.com or follow us on LinkedIn.
Eagle 98.1 WDGL and AC1 Baton Rouge.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builder School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our
98.1.
Eagle 98.1 Game Day wrapping up. All right, Rich, I had it in my head when I got up this morning. I was like, they win this game. Everybody go into the bye feeling really good. You can have 2 weeks, get a little bit of rest and get going. Now it's a whole different kettle of fish. Now you got to stew on this for 2 weeks before you can get out there and try to make it right.
Yeah, I mean, completely agree with you. There's nothing that I have hope for in the future right now. I mean, like, we have a great defense. I still believe that. I think the defense can play really well. At some point in time, we just can pray that the offense can find a rhythm.
They're not the only team with problems, okay? Ole Miss is going to look at this and say, we still need to show up our run defense.
Ole Miss is going to say we should have won 42-10.
But they have 14 penalties, that's their deal. We're watching, these are four of the top, three of the top 6 teams in the country according to rankings, and Alabama's, Alabama. And none of these have been 2 really competitive games, really good games. Do either of these teams look like the national champions of some years past? I don't know. I guess what I'm telling you is everybody's got their own flaws to work out. So I don't think there's a perfect team out there. Ohio State kind of slogged around with Washington before they kind of pulled away late. So there's time, but you got to
running
get
out
moving.
of it.
Yeah, you got to get moving. All right, they're going to overtime at Penn State, 17 apiece, and Nittany Lions with the football first. Under 3 minutes to go now. Alabama's got the ball and a 3-point lead with Georgia. Alabama back on their own 20-yard line.
It's like
and
Georgia
still got all their timeouts, so they need to stop, get the ball back, trailing by 3. Final score once again. Ole Miss 24 and LSU 19. From all of us here at the flagship, I'm Charles Hanagriff saying thank you and good evening. This has been Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
Supreme September savings are happening now.
You've been listening to an